Morning Sunshine and welcome to Phasmophobia and this week's challenge audio only on Sunny Meadows. Yep, the big one. Let's hop in. Okie dokie. So, what do we have? Oh, we are having all the screens, that's pretty decent. So we can already check for EMF 5, Twin and Polter, in case we are having all the evidences. And no fuse box on the map, but I think we can live with that. So, audio only. Oh, we are even having a setup time of 5 minutes, so our sanity should be pretty good, at least at the beginning. Speaking of sanity, no sanity medication, so the time we are having for the entire investigation is going to be rather short. And once the time is done, no smudges, so I think once again the candle might be a pretty good idea. And since this is called audio only and it's the tier 3 parabolic microphone, the one with the good range, that one is actually going to be pretty useful on Sunny Meadows. Also, no thermo, no EMF reader, so the way I know all the challenges, I assume we are having all the evidences, but we are just missing some of the evidence equipment. But now that should be good enough for the moment, so let's hop in and take a look. By any chance, any cursed possession? Cursed saw? No, that's not a thing, so no. Okay, there's nothing to speed the things up. Alright. So let's just roam a little bit through the entire area and maybe we find something useful. And okay, there's a fuse box, but it is broken, so no light, no way to preserve our sanity. Well, at least preserve it more than with the candle. So in that case, I think let's just take out the parabolic microphone and just quickly check the wings. Well, just some ambience. And let's find the ghost room. Also another tiny thingy. I just realized all the doors are closed. So in case you ever stumble upon a door which isn't closed, well, the ghost must be in the vicinity. Oh, wait a second. I never touched that door. Odd. Hello? Now, maybe get some cold breath. And a ghost. Okay, perfect. Looks like we got a ghost. Looks like we got a ghost room and I'm going to be in hunting range sooner than later. Okay. So, how much sanity was that? Oh, okay, never mind. It's been about 10% sanity, so we can already rule out the Oni. The Oni drains 20% sanity when an event hits. Okay, that's good. So we can start the actual investigation. Not like there's a whole lot to investigate, but oh well. In the end, it's going to boil down to some hunting behavior and secondary evidence stuff, it seems. Oh, also, a second one we can rule out. The Shade is unable to do events when your sanity is above 90%. And, yep, 2 events before 90%. Not a Shade, definitely. Okay, let's see, what do we get? Actually, I'll rinse and repeat and get more stuff. So for finding a ghost, there seems to be 2 ways. At first, of course, this challenge is called audio only. Just go with the parabolic microphone and for the first 5 minutes, this is also perfectly fine. But once the setup time is done, your sanity is gonna drain a little bit faster and then, yeah, it might be a better idea to go with the candle. And just look for any open doors and keep your ears open for anything. By the way, is there anything else? Well, we got the camera, we can check for the phantom. Kinda. We got some motion sensors, so we can make the roamer trap, maybe stuff like phantom wave banshee, and the Onryo test with the candle. But that seems to be about everything. Huh. Not a whole lot to work with. Anyway, let's see what do we get. Ooh, wait a second. Ghostwriting, we got ghostwriting. The first evidence down. Okay, we are getting there. Slowly but surely. Where are you? How old are you? And dots. Okay. Dio or they? In that case, it should be ghost orbs, which we cannot check because of, well, no camera. Or Dio with where are you? Are you friendly? Where? Not an Oni. Big surprise. I already ruled that one out. Just one last look. Seriously, no cursed possession, nothing. Nope, no way to speed things up a little bit. Nope. Okay. So the annoying part is gonna be once you are doing your investigation, you're gonna have too little sanity at every point. But once you are done with the investigation and you actually want to go for a hunt, you're gonna have too much sanity, no matter what. So that might turn into... Oh, no, I want to lose sanity, not the candle. So that might actually turn into just stand 10 minutes in some corner until the ghost starts to haunt you. Actually, I'll just go with it's a they. I just can't check the last evidence because no camera, and I'll just consider myself to be lucky, and let's go home. And indeed, hey, oh perfect, that's one down, two to go. So, by the way, I do assume we are having all three evidences. I mean, we are already missing some of the equipment, so it would be rather difficult if there were additional some missing evidences. So, in case you, for example, just can't get Spirit Box, I think you can rule it out. And looking at how little there is to rule stuff out, yeah, use every tiny thing we got. Oh. Pretty sure it wasn't ambience. Wait a second. Was it up here? Just heard the door. Yep. Okay, quick and dirty, just the way I like it. Cold breath. Good, we got a ghost room. Actually, let's turn off the candle and once again, let's do the investigation. Where are you? Are you friendly? By the way, we can still check for the shade with both the writing book and the candle. Just like that, we can double rule out the shade because the shade is unable to use the writing book when a player is in the same room, and the shade is unable to blow out the candle when a player is in the same room. So let's quickly ghost writing, but definitely not a shade. Also did an event. Goodie. How old are you? You're those years old. Okay, that's good to know. So not a whole lot to do, so let's take a look for some secondary evidences, or maybe some EMF, we will see. Oh, by the way, another tiny thingy. In case you are having a rather big room and you're struggling getting dots, just stand in a corner of a room and then put the dots between you and the rest of the room, because when the ghost is in the dots phase, the ghost tends to walk over to your position. So in that case, the ghost is going to walk through the dots you placed in between. And there you go. Just in case. Just a neat, tiny thingy. Okay. Any... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4... Woo! We got EMF 5. Okay, ghost sweating and EMF 5. Way better. Spirit or myling? That would mean the myling has UV. We can't check for that. The spirit has a spirit box. We can check for that. So let's grab another spirit box and we will see. Where was it? A room with ominous green glow. There we go. Where are you? So I just assume we are having all three evidences still, so I think I can rule out the spirit box and I say it is just a myling. I mean, I could also go for a hunt and in the end I can check for does it fade in later, is the ghost a little bit more on the quiet side, but nah, the thing is, you can go for a hunt. This is actually a pretty good idea on this challenge, but the only issue is it takes quite a bit of time until your sanity is low enough for most ghosts, and I'm not gonna wait here for 20 minutes just to get haunted, so I'll take the first guess. Oh, yes, indeed, myling, perfect. That's number 2 done? Yes, number 2. So only one more and we should be good. Perfect.
We've arrived.
And wins and we...
get set up before investigating.
Oh, wait a second. I'm not gonna do that. The thing is, there's no fixed weather. And this time, it is snowy. That means that the entire time I'm gonna have the cold breath. No way of figuring out the exact ghost room. Nope. That's not worth my time. Ah, Blood Moon. This is a little bit better. A little bit better. Not good. Far from good, but better. At least we're going to get haunted. And let's also keep in mind, Blood Moon, the ghost is going to be a little bit faster. Anyway, this is still perfectly fine. So let's grab the usual equipment and let's try and find the ghost. It's been the ghost. Downstairs. You could see that little arrow at the dot. Yeah, exactly, that one little arrow. That means it is below. Ah, open door. There we go. By the way, with the snow thingy, the issue is just it's gonna be so hard figuring out the ghost, and since we are hardly having anything, I just don't think it's worth the try. It is still perfectly possible, but just so much more difficult than it has to be. Okay, do we... Oh. We got EMF 5. Yep, perfect. So that's already one evidence, and we lost... around 10% sanity. So we are still pretty good. Ah, event, okay. We were at 90% sanity, but more likely a little bit above 90% sanity. I think we can rule out the shade. So, let's see. Ooh. Okay, and dots. Where are you? How old are you?
An elderly victim.
Finally! We get a ghost we can actually figure out just with the evidences, and I didn't even do a single hunt. Huh. Didn't expect that to happen, but here we are. It's a wave. So, yeah, what's important for this challenge? First things first, for finding the ghost, yeah, the parabolic microphone is actually pretty decent. Just keep in mind you can also check up and down, so just look for that little arrow and should be good. But at some point you should probably change to the candle, because once you're getting hunted, it's gonna be borderline impossible to get any evidences. Because, well, no smudges, no crosses, no sanity medication, so you definitely want to have more sanity and not less sanity in most cases. Losing sanity is always possible. I just didn't do it because it takes quite a bit of time. But still. And talking about investigation, yeah, we got thought, ghost writing, spirit box, and EMF. Yes, we can still check for EMF 5. You saw it a few times. Let's keep that in mind. So we are still missing some. You might want to do some secondary evidences or doing the hunt. Well, it's gonna be pretty difficult seeing the ghost, but you can still go for the ghost's speed with the parabolic microphone from a safe distance. Perfectly fine. And also, it's been a wave, so that means that it's been the weekly challenge audio only. So I hope I could show you one or two things that help you with that weekly challenge. Just take your time with that one. But at least in comparison to the last one, it's way quicker. And I also hope you had fun watching. Thank you for doing so, and I hope to see you again the next time. And until, have a great day.